Okay, so this is going to be my, like, spoiler commentary on Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. And I made a list of things I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to try and do it kind of fast. I don't want to do, like, 5-part videos. Okay, so these aren't necessarily in any order, they're just the order that they came to me in my head. The first thing is Finnick. I don't want to say Harry Potter at all, because I don't know why, I just don't want to, but when I read this book, my roommate, she hasn't read them, and probably never would, but I talked to her about it. When Finnick died, it reminded me a lot of, this is going to be a spoiler for Harry Potter if you haven't read that for some unknown reason, in the 7th Harry Potter book, when Tonks and Lupin bite it, but they don't really, they just kind of like, you're reading, and you're like, wait, what? And then you have to go back and reread it again. I just wanted it to be a more, like, I'm not upset that he died. I mean, I'm sad that he finally got to be with the woman that he loves, and, like, they're gonna have a kid, which also, Harry Potter, anybody? Anyways, but I wish it could have been a more, like, honored death. Like, he could have had more airtime. I think he's such a great character. You get to really care about him and love him in Catching Fire. So I just wanted him to have a little bit more. Like I said, I'm not upset that he died. People have to die. It's war. So, I guess that'll take me to the other death. And that is Prim's. When I read this book, when I picked it up, I guess I knew that people were going to die, and, you know, you kind of have a list in your head of people that you expect to die, and people you don't expect to die, because you think it would be a no-go. Like, Katniss never going to die. Sorry, I just thought of something else I wanted to say. Prim's death was a real shock to me. I think my roommate had already gone to bed, and I was reading, and it was so wild. I think I cried. Books don't usually make me cry, but it was just really, really sad. At first I was upset about it, because it's so sad. Somebody said this in a review, I don't remember who it was, otherwise I would totally credit them for this. They said, the thing is that the whole reason all this is going on is because Katniss decided to take Prim's place in the Hunger Games so Prim wouldn't die. And then Prim dies anyways, in the end. She just gets like an extra year and a half to live or whatever. I think it's a really interesting thought. And it is true. I mean, and it almost makes it more tragic that, like, all of these people had to die just because she wanted to save her sister. I mean, I think it's necessary. Looking at it now, she kind of had to die, but oh, my heart just broke in that moment, and it's just so sad, and I don't know. The other thing is the presidents. One was Snow, and the other, I can't remember her name now, but the one from District 13. I kind of liked that President Snow. You got to know more about him, and it's not that he became a sympathetic character, because I think that would have been going too far, but, you know, he became more understandable. I think, you know, he still has thoughts, and he still has feelings, and I think sometimes it's easy to forget, and I'm glad that Suzanne Collins did that, and I think it's interesting, and I loved that the other president was kind of just as bad, because, I mean, power does corrupt people, so it makes sense that that would happen. I'm glad that Katniss took that president out instead of killing presidents now. Okay. Gale and Peeta. I was Team Peeta whole time. I would not have been pleased if it went any other way. However, I think that what she did was kind of weak, because Gale just kind of goes away And it's just like no choice. She just kind of has to pick Peeta now. And I mean, I don't think that's what it is. I really do think that Katniss and Peeta are meant to be together and everything, but I kind of wish she had to make that choice on her own, like a definitive point, like had to actually say the words to Gale, and like I don't know, I just didn't feel that. The other thing is Peeta's memory in that whole situation. Some people don't like it. I think it was YA fiction freaks. I think they were the ones that were talking about it. When Peeta first comes back and he like lunges at Katniss when that chapter ended, I'm like, oh, they're gonna hug and kiss, and then like he's choking her. Perfect writing. The part of Suzanne Collins. Loved it. I like that he hates her. I think it's great because I think he loved her so unconditionally that she never could have loved